Oh yeah, I'm the one now that has to tell them to
Well, I did
like,
the
subscribe,
last
and follow.
Yeah, you're the guy.
Okay, do that and have your friends do that too. Like, subscribe, follow. This is Truly News. Oh, thank you. Now remember, you do 2 stories, I do 2 stories. We're out of here.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
This from Patrick.
My God, man, at our age, we can't do simple math.
From Patrick Reed, our Vlad in Liverpool. Reverend Mike Hall was shocked, I say, to discover the house he owned for 30 years had been sold without his knowledge.
That would be shocking.
Reverend Hall had been in North Wales, where he received a phone call from neighbors in August who told him someone had turned the lights on inside his property in Luton. Drove back early the following morning to find the locks had been changed. Called the police, but the builder...
That's always a good move if you're going to like hijack a house.
Right. When the builder went to fetch the new owner's father, who told him he had bought the house in July. Hall was shocked to see the house completely stripped of furniture, all furnishings, carpet, curtains, everything was out of the property and a builder was working inside. Police who arrived on the scene said, wow, this is a civil matter rather than fraud because land registry online documents showed the new buyer as the registered owner of his home, meaning they legally owned the property.
How?
Because it was in the register. At that point, the police said, there's nothing further we can do here. It's a civil matter. You need to leave the house and contact your solicitors.
Not very civil, but okay.
However, Bedfordshire police are now said to be investigating after the BBC found a duplicate driving license and bank account set up in the name of Mr. Hall, and it had been used to sell the house. So the BBC has to begin such investigations because the police apparently can't be bothered.
Well, they've got, stuff.
I've got a hound to witness later.
I've got a thing, and
I
would otherwise. I mean, I would.
Rest a guy from
and I am sorry about your husband, but I
nothing we can do.
No. Maybe the flying squad was actually flying. So forget a rude awakening. This story verges on terrifying. Ruth Hamilton, Golden, British Columbia, told CBC News that she woke up one morning to her dog barking. The next thing, there was a huge explosion and debris all over. I mean, on her.
Does the dog have superpowers?
Crypto. After realizing something had punched a hole in her ceiling, she called 911. While answering the operator's questions, she moved a bed pillow, and discovered a melon-sized space rock that must have landed inches from her head while she was sleeping. Golden, British Columbia. Is that anywhere near where they found the Viking stuff?
I don't know. Is there an Air Force base nearby it?
Ooh. Or did somebody lob, let's empty the urinal now while we have a chance. Well, no, not if it looked like a space rock. Peter Brown, a physics and astronomy professor at Western University in London, Ontario, not England. Sorry, Vlad. Confirmed that the rock was certainly a meteorite, but will require further study to determine its exact origins.
Is she going to keep it and show it to her grandkids?
I don't think she can. It's a meteorite.
No.
It's got special scientific
specialness. Yeah.
It's got, because it's a meteorite. Fell down from the sky.
Right through the house.
Yeah. Wow. It wasn't like Buzz Lightyear flying.
At all.
No. And he's never landed just feet from her head, as far as we know. I'm expecting the dog would have barked then, too.
Exactly. Angelo Frigolant, 94.
No sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Angelo.
He was foreshadowing this is true, really?
Say again?
Was he foreshadowing this is true, really?
I think
like in literature where they have the foreshadow of things to come.
Angelo Frigolant, 94, parked his Lancia Fulvia, 1961, outside the news agent he ran with his wife. So basically it was
they went to work.
Right. And it was, they had a shop, sold newspapers, all that.
Yep.
kind
And
of
he
stuff.
has a classic car of some
Yeah.
sort.
Bertilla Modolo in Conegliano, Northeast Italy. Oh, this is the thing and forgive me because it's Italian and it just messes me up. So this 94-year-old gentleman parked his Lancia Fulvia.
He took his car. He parked his car. And it was
in front of his news agent shop in 1974.
So he came. He parked his car back in 74 in front of where he worked. The business he owned with his wife.
He told Il Gazzettino. Yeah,
No,
Il
he
Gazzettino.
wouldn't do that. He didn't have Vigil. He's a Potts, I believe. He's an Italian. He's Jewish Italian.
I ran the newsstand under the house for 40 years together with my wife, Bertilla, 10 years younger than me. When I opened the business, I was happy to have the Lancia Fulvia parked in front of it because I had the newspapers to unload in the trunk, and then I, took them inside. After the couple retired, in 1974, I'm guessing, they left the car in the same spot, and it has since become part of the picturesque town. It is now a local landmark attracting tourists and visitors from far and wide.
Freaking old car that got left. Not abandoned, mind you. Just
Right. It's just sitting there.
Oh, and I couldn't I couldn't make a time to move the car.
Move on.
I asked the Godfather for a favor, but it was kind of expensive.
Just do the last story.
Didn't want to kill the horse with the head. It was, well, I can't do my Italian end. It ends up Jewish. I don't understand that.
Yeah, you and accents.
A police standoff that began on never mind. Police standoff that began on October 6th finally came to an end more than 48 hours later as a man wanted in connection with an assault case climbed down the tree that he had taken refuge in.
So he held the tree hostage.
Did any part of that? Yeah, there's something odd when you tree. I'm thinking it was Bart Simpson. He's older now. When police arrived at the Queens, New York home of Rudy Thomas in response to a call about a domestic dispute during which the 44-year-old had threatened his mother, Thomas climbed out of a second-story window onto his roof. He then leapt from the roof into a 30-foot spruce tree, where he spent 2, I'm sure, 5-star nights.
Wow.
Yeah, according to Fox 5 New York. Actually, it's Fox 5 NY, but I think that's New York.
They should have a theme song by The Who.
Hey. A negotiator was ultimately able to talk Thomas into leaving his perch.
Yay?
Yeah. Would have been funny if it was leafing his perch, but
Yeah, well,
Thomas had a warrant out for his arrest because he punched his girlfriend apparently in September.
This guy's a real gem. We should keep him.
Surrendered to police, and the police did what police would do in this case.
Send him back up the tree. Stay there. Don't come out.
They sent him to evaluation because he was obviously out of his tree.
Oh,
No, just carry on. Hit the stop button.
Soul hurt.
That's my job.
This is true, really news. Send email to TiTR@netradio.network.